My face is huge. I can't, you know what? Hold on. Because like every time I do this live stream, I pull up the video, try to get the little images set right. And when they come on, my face is like in the screen. But it's not. Hold on. There it goes. It's not. Okay, it's not in the screen for y'all. Because I'm looking at me on my laptop and it ain't in the screen. Yeah. Oh, and I got a rant, girl. I got a rant. I'm trying to be like calm about it. I have decided not to do the StreamYard only because I need to control the pace at which this live stream goes. So I'm be reading the chat, keeping up with y'all messages, trying to talk back and forth as well, and see what we got going on. I need to shut my bedroom door. And oh, I look horrible on this screen. Why am I orange? Oh, I'm horrible. And yeah, see who all we can get in here. If I don't get anybody else in, I'm just gonna talk. And so I'm going to Georgia next week, and I'm gonna be snarky. I just learned probably within the last 15-20 minutes that as of today's date, Florida was one of the first states to initiate a new abortion ban. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, what's with the trap? I got so many stuff open. They just did it today. Let me see if I can find that. It's probably on my phone. Okay, Florida abortion. And of course, the state I live in, plus Florida will be the first one to do it. This happened right now. Okay. Apparently there's protests going on right now here in Florida, at the Florida Supreme Court. What? Something just happened in Florida. It was just on the news. Okay, I don't know. Oh, Florida now bans abortions after 15 weeks with some exceptions. A lot of states are doing that, so that's not news. I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing either, but it's not news. So last night, before I went to bed, it basically just got my whole peace disturbed. I saw on Politico.com that the abortion rights law had been overturned, which was not 100% truth. Basically what happened, there is a lawsuit going on right now in the Supreme Court. It's been going on for about 3 years up in the state of Mississippi in regards to abortion. Part of that case that's going on, they want to overturn Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade was the law that was enacted back in 1973, giving women the exclusive rights to determine whether or not they want to have a baby or have an abortion. And it was done so without restrictions. Another case happened, I want to say 1982, with Planned Parenthood. It was a mother who already had 3 children. She got pregnant again. She didn't want to have another baby. So she decided to file a lawsuit against Planned Parenthood because they were telling her she needed to have her husband's permission to have an abortion. And when they pulled that case up, the spouse permission, a 24-hour waiting period, if you were a minor, parents' permissions, all of that was included in that case, which basically violated the Roe versus Wade, which says that we have unrestricted rights to govern our own bodies in regards to childbirth. So that case took, I ain't gonna say it took precedence over Roe versus Wade, but when that case was won in behalf of the mother, it included Roe versus Wade with some exceptions. Since that time, they have been chipping at Roe versus Wade, changing the laws here and there, giving some rights back to the states. And now with this new case going through right now in the federal court, because of that, some of the judges want to overturn Roe versus Wade altogether. They claim that it is unconstitutional for the Supreme Court to get involved. They believe that the Supreme Court should be neutral and that each state should have rights again to tell people whether or not they can get an abortion, and those rights could be as loose and or aggressive as they want them to be. What am I missing? So yeah. So this was drafted up by Judge Alito, back in February. And again, this is based on an ongoing case, right? So this was an opinion. Basically, an opinion is not a law, but they write up this little proposal, so to speak, take it around to everybody and say, hey, you agree with this? And if they get majority of people at that time to say they agree with it, this is considered a majority opinion, okay? So with that majority opinion, they are to pass it around a few more times. Some adjustments can be made or not. And then when June rolls around, then they put it to a vote, and they vote on whether or not they will overturn Roe versus Wade. And then that decision will impact the lawsuit that is currently going on. Like I said, it's been going on since 2018 down in Mississippi. That's where the case says that one is held. So everybody's saying this is in June. How appropriate. How appropriate this happened in June. I was about to mention another coincidence that I brought up in Beautiful Souls live that she had earlier today. I worded it wrong. Well, I was wrong when I said it, but I was right when I said it at the same time. You know, everybody making this big stank about how this is so unprecedented. Nothing has ever been leaked from the Supreme Court before. That's a lie. Back in 1973, when Roe versus Wade was being considered to be law, that case itself was actually leaked to the press. No opinion, something that has been drafted up, that hasn't been voted on, has ever been leaked. But the Roe versus Wade case, when it was voted on, that indeed was leaked to the press from the Supreme Court, which they came up with some 20-second rule back then. Basically, 20-second rule meaning that any clerk, and I don't know why it's just the clerks, but any clerk found to be leaking information to the press can be fired with 20 seconds. That's what the 20-second rule means. But like I said, I don't know why it just applies to the clerk, because personally, I think one of the judges leaked it. That's my personal opinion. So, yeah, the fact that the only other case to have been leaked from the Supreme Court that I'm aware of, or that I was able to find, was the actual Roe versus Wade case, and that this opinion that has been leaked is the Roe versus Wade case as well, or is pertaining to the workers. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe somebody wanted everybody to get that out there so they can raise a stink. As far as what we can do about it, I don't see anything at this particular time. The judges that are in the Supreme Court were appointed by Dumb Donald, the commander-in-chief in Zero, and I call him Commander Zero. What could have been done is voting. That was it. When we voted on the elected officials to put into office, those elected officials could make changes in Congress and then the Senate, because it seemed like every term, every year, Roe versus Wade comes back up where they're trying to challenge us and change it. Like I said, they've been chipping away at different things since 1973. They've been chipping away at it anyway, making changes on it, and it's gone unnoticed by the rest of the world until this opinion got leaked. And as Anna was saying, June, how appropriate, because I was talking about earlier how this is so closely related to The Handmaid's Tale. If you've never watched that show before, This is your time to watch it. If you don't want to watch the series, because I think we're on season 5 right now, go get the book. It's only 68 pages. Read it. I made another statement earlier in today's Traveling Talk that I said the book was written in 68 or 78. It was not. The book was written in 1985, child. I don't know how I got 68 or 78, but it was written in 1985. However, everything that was in the book, Margaret Atwood did take from things that had already happened in the past. A lot of the things I heard of interview about her before, she said a lot of those things were taken from worldwide events. But when that book was first published, she mainly focused on the events that have happened right here in this great land of America. I'm scared to even start season 5 after this decision that always shows something that brought up in me. And I always sad to see what happens. Hey, Conversations, Libations with Alone, Adora. I missed the lesson I said. They always brought up something in me, and I always said I could see that happen. Yeah, you could definitely see it happening because one, it's already happened. This is just history basically repeating itself over and over again. A lot of the comparisons that I found in The Handmaid's Tale were so closely related to slavery in America. Hey, boo, how you doing? Was so closely related to slavery in America, civil rights. I mean, and I mainly focus on them things because I'm a black woman. So that's, most of the history that I know that is being erased, that they don't talk about. So I got to talk about it myself. But there are many other things that have happened in history affecting other cultures, other races of people. Hey, what's going on, Miss Hall? Other cultures of people that show could apply to as well. But for me, it mainly holds a lot of truth and of black people. I say the same thing about the movie Avatar. So many movies out there that the art itself is imitating life, and it seems to imitate black people's lives, which is crazy to me for the most part, because that part in history is what they try to suppress so much from us learning about. But in movies, you can see the parallels of it. Even the movie X-Men, the creator of the comic stated that he based his main characters off of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. So Charles and Xavier were based off of them. And they used a lot of what happened with trying to eliminate a race of people because of their differences and incorporated that into a comic book. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many things in history where the art imitates life. But I cannot deny that there's a lot of things that we have gone through that have some parallel existence in other cultures and races. Anna says the places that have anti-trans laws remind me of the gender traders. Yes. With The Handmaid's Tale, okay, so if you've never seen the show at all, it's basically a dystopian future. If you don't know what that means, a dystopian future is basically an extreme future that's not always good. It's usually controlled by an entity, not necessarily the original government that existed. That government has usually been taken over by this new entity, and in most cases, hey, what's going on, Miss Honey? In most cases, the new totalitarian government severely oppresses the people. So you have like The Handmaid's Tale, for example. Hunger Games is another example. Y'all think of any other examples off the top of my head, just let me know. This TV show that used to be on called Continuum. It was kind of like a time travel, but in Continuum, I used to love that show, and I know why it got canceled. In Continuum, in the future, corporations had taken over the political society, and they were running everything. And that's kind of what I'm seeing too as well with these big firms. 1984, that was definitely another one. With these big firms as well, because I was talking to my daughter about this too. I said, and I was mentioning this before, this is just not about abortion rights. It's just not about controlling who can and who cannot have a baby. It's so much deeper than that. It's going back to our basic human rights being taken from us. And this right here is just another avenue in which they're doing so. just some small things from the Black Mirror series. Somebody told me to watch that. I have not watched it. I tried to watch the first episode and I couldn't get through it. I couldn't grasp what the hell was going on exactly. But I think I need to do that. Oh, what is this filter? Looks like MTL circa 1970. Girl, it's not a filter. It's the lighting in this room. I said I looked orange. I don't know what it is, girl. And then I got my fro. I really look like I'm stuck back in the 1970s. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something with my light. Let me see. Mode. Boom. Ooh. I just look orange today. That's the white light. Oh no, let me see. Oh, stop down. Does that look better? I don't know, child. I still look orange. It's hazy. I don't know what it is. It might be my internet signal. Because I realize I'm watching myself on I got my cell phone up here too. I'm clear as a bell there. But on my laptop, it looks funky. Okay, I can't stand Hillary, but people being so against her is why we're here. Trump is gone, but his legacy lives on, and this is proof. His goal was to stack the court's decision like this could be made. He stacked the hell out of that court. And I said it when he was getting elected. For me, his whole presidency was about population control. And that is not just controlling who can and who cannot have babies, but also who can control who can and cannot come across this border. It's so much about where we get our food from, where we get our housing from. All of it has to do with population control, in my opinion. So like you got Vaseline on the lens. Damn it, let me clean my damn lens, because now you're making me feel bad. Hold on. It might be something on the lens. Give me some. Is that better? No, that doesn't look no different. It don't look like that. Hillary Clinton. What's the dude's name? Joe Biden. Trump. I can't stand not a single lick of them. I liked Bernie, actually. However, when Bernie backed out the first damn time, he lost my trust too. Like, I wanted somebody that was going to be in office, that was going to fight for us as a people. And not only did he back out the first time, when he came around again the second time, he backed out again. And, he didn't want to waste the taxpayer money. If you got people backing you that god doggone hard, okay, then you need to stand by these people. It's like that, and that's what I'm saying about these people that we put in office. If, according to their statistics, 69% of Americans support abortion. So if 69% of Americans support it, let's just go and make it a fraction. That's 2/3 of America. Why is it that those 2/3 of Americans are not represented in the Supreme Court? That doesn't make any sense to me. And that's because of how people vote in these midterms. Everybody want to come out and vote for the president. We need to vote for these people in these midterm elections, because they are the ones who are influencing us on a local level. Because if they overturn Roe versus Wade, if they succeed in it, then it's going to be the people in the state legislations that are going to that's going to be setting the laws on what we could do with our damn bodies. And we are the ones who put them there or not, you know what I'm saying, by not showing up to the fucking polls. So like when I do the judges, I'm telling you, I look at these judges, I don't know who half of these mugs are. Some of them have been on the bench. You can research ways in which they voted before. But for the most part, I overturn almost all of them every fucking election. Get some new blood in there. That's how I be looking at it. So I usually, for some reason, that's for the past, I want to say probably the past 4 or 5 elections, that's pretty much how I voted for these judges. I research them. You can go on any state's website and see who's running before the election comes up. And you can research that shit to learn whether or not you want to vote for these people. But most cases, people do not even look up who's on the doggone ballot until the day before the election. In most cases, when it's a midterm or quarterly election, most cases, people don't even show up. The last one I went to in St. Louis, I was 178 in my district. I came at 5 minutes before the voting poll closed. I was 178. St. Louis has, I don't know how many goddamn people. I know we got more than 78 in my district. It's more than 78 that live on my block. But that's how many people actually showed up. I was so frustrated. So frustrated. And like, I was one of the people one year that was volunteering to give people rides. I was like, motherfucker, you ain't got no excuse that you can't get there. I'm out here riding around on bad tags. You know, my plate's out, I got a warrant, and I'm still going to take your ass to the poll. You know what I'm saying? I was doing that one year. So like, I'm like, people, there's so many reasons why people can't do stuff. You can get you some absentee ballots. Go ahead and get them. You may not trust in the United States Postal Service to deliver them. You may not. You may not trust that they're not going to be accounted properly. But get the shit done and do something. Quit sitting back on your ass talking about, well, they ain't going to do it anyway, so I ain't finna do it. Quit doing that shit because they expecting you to do that. They out here stripping our fucking voting rights already. There's so many things that are like in sync with the show The Handmaid's Tale. It's alarming. It's people, I hear people saying how all these different changes like scare them. They want us to be scared. They want us to be so scared that we won't do anything. I was watching a scene today on The Handmaid's Tale from, oh, it's a mosquito. It's a mosquito. Where'd it come from? Hold on. It's a big ass mosquito. I don't need to be bit by nothing. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. I gotta go find my bug juice. Hold on. I'll be right back. Talk to yourselves. Okay, I'm coming back. All right. So I created a natural bug repellent for my line. I'm gonna spray this on me because this doggone bug is in here. Ain't finna get me. And this the work. This work, baby. Y'all saw that mosquito? It was huge. Yeah, it's sucking my doggone blood. Come here, Vito. Let me spray you. Come here. We don't need you getting bitten up either. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, I'm back. Let me see what y'all I missed. Okay. In the midterms, there are a lot of younger black folks running for office. Vote for them if they're in your state. Hey, Joyce, I don't know, hey. Exactly, yeah. Vote for some. We don't need a Congress or a president. I mean, the states and the governors do what they want anyway. I really think that our current political structure needs to be tore the fuck down. But, well, I ain't gonna say but, because but negates everything you said before. However, as of today, we need Congress to step the fuck in and do something about this Roe versus Wade if in fact it gets overturned. And I think the one reason why it's such a serious matter is because normally when a majority opinion hits the floor, 9 times out of 10, when it comes around in June for the time to vote, it usually passes the same way it was when the opinion came out. Who's challenging it? But Congress has the right to challenge it. Now, with the case that's happening in Mississippi, what has happened is they've already said they weren't going to overturn it. Congress stepped in. Congress decided they were not going to overturn it. They voted to not overturn it, but it had to go to the Senate. The Senate, to this day, still has not voted on it yet. And it has to be passed by both sides in order for that case to be done and over with. Say Democrats need to be stopped being nice and fight. The Democrats are full of fucker. They full of fuck. I'm just like, when I think about the Democratic Party, if we, like I say, go back to our history, the Democratic Party was the Republicans. The ideas that they had in that party, at least in regards to my people and having human rights, you know, being considered a fucking human, the Democratic Party was one of the ones who did not want us to be, you know, considered humans. They needed us in order to help win the war against the Republican Party. So they, what's the word can I use? Recruited us to be on their side. And that's how the Democrats became the people of the party of the black people. Democrats full of shit. Donald Trump's presidency proved that Democrats are full of shit. Because every time that they want to do something, any change that they wanted to make, they kept saying, oh, we can't do it, the Republicans won't let us. We can't do it, the Republicans don't like it. We can't do it, we need to be partisan. The president only has so much power. And Donald Trump got his ass in there, and within the first 23 days, wrote so many fucking executive orders that they could do nothing about, which showed us that whole story was a lie. We knew it was a lie anyway. He just proved it to us that was a fucking lie. He went in there and wrote so many goddamn articles that couldn't be overturned. He overturned half the shit that Obama did. And even with, like, did we have the majority house at that time? Even with us being somewhat in a little power, he still fucked them over too. Him and his cronies. It's just, they make too many fucking excuses for me. Too many excuses. They finessed. That's the good word, Miss Honey. They finessed us. That's what they did. Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. We should get rid of this two-party system. We should get rid of the system as it's structured altogether. Something else needs to be put into place. Like you said, the senators and the locals, they do what they want to do anyway. They campaign based off of our fears. Rarely ever our wants. They campaign based off our fears. So we can vote their ass in office, and then when they get in office, they sit in their little comfy seats and like, oh, I'm here now. Job over. Let me just collect this little check. You know what I'm saying? Get some money for some lobbyists. You know, write a book, do a book sale. You know, it's shit like that. That's basically all they doing when they get their ass in office. And like everybody keeps saying, we need to hold them accountable, hold them accountable. We could talk till we blue in the face. We can march till our feet hurt. We can scream until our voice is gone. They don't give a fuck. Because one, they know we not showing up and showing out at these goddamn election polls. And even if we do, they fucking lying anyway. Adora says, we clearly need more than a two-party system because voting either Republican or Democrat. It's like choosing between the lesser of two evils. So true. I think we got 7 parties? Hold on. We got Democrats, Republicans, the Green Party, Independents. I thought it was like 5 or 6 different parties. How many parties is it? Which was so weird because the other parties really ain't got no voice. They really ain't got no voice. How many parties is it in U.S. government? I myself am non-affiliated at this current time. Okay, the God Almighty. Oh, it's a lot of parties. It's so more that I didn't even know. Hold on. Federal government. Really? It's that many damn parties? Okay, so we got the major parties, Democrats who are moderate liberalists is what they call them. The Republican parties who are conservatives. Then we got the Libertarian Party, the Progressive Party, as somebody just stated, the Independent Party of Oregon, the Independent Party of New York, the New Progressive Party, the Popular Democratic Party, the Citizens Victory Movement, the Puerto Rican Independence Party, who can't even vote in no other election but the presidential, Project Dignity, that's a party, the Green Party, I knew about them, the Working Families Party, the Aliens Party, the Party for Socialism and Libertarian, the American Independent Party, Constitution Party, Peace and Freedom, American Solidarity, the Legal Marijuana Now Party, Socialist Workers Party, Unity Party, Reform. Baby, it's a lot. It's, god dog, how many fucking more? Are those all? Okay. Everything from the Green Party on down, not represented in the Congress. Those are represented in Puerto Rico only. So we got 6 that's represented in state legislators. Democratic, Republican, Libertarian, the Vermont Progressive Party, the Independent Party of Oregon, and the Independent Party of New York. That is crazy. The Independent Party of New York and Oregon is based on centrism. I don't even know what the hell that is. Let me look this up. What the hell is centrism? Political outlook or position that involves acceptance and or support of a balance and social equality and degree of social hierarchy while opposing political changes which will result in a significant shift of society either to the left or to the right. So it sounds like they don't want shit to change. That's what the centrism sound like. Apparently you and I can start a political, anybody can start a political party, you're saying. I mean, because let me see what this marijuana party got going on. I don't even smoke marijuana, but I just want to see what they got going on. They have 10,000 members of their legislation. They began back in 1998. Child, I swear I didn't even know they existed. The Socialist Party started in 1938. What's the most recent one? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, this is not the most recent one, but we have a United States Pirate Party. Like Jack Sparrow, Barbosa, and them motherfuckers. We have a Pirates Party with 3,000 members in it, y'all. They believe in pirate politics. Anybody can get together and start a party. Look what happened in the Handmaid's Tale. The sons of Jacob got together, operating right underneath the eye of the government and under his eye. They was operating, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, June and them looked up. She had to get permission from her husband to go get her damn birth control pills. She needed her husband's permission to go withdraw money out of bank account. No women was allowed to work at all. We had the little sons of Jacob people walking around town. They took over the Capitol. They took over the Pentagon. This small group of 12 men organized this whole totalitarian party that wiped out the United States pretty much. Only thing that was left for the United States of America was what? Alaska and Hawaii. We had some small factions of us spread out in different states, but they was always on the run and always on the hide. But so the only ones we really had was Alaska and Hawaii. Places people couldn't even get to just by driving down the street. You know what I'm saying? You got to go across the water just to find safety. That was America. That's all it was. That's all that was left. Because small little parties like this existed and took the fuck over right before our eyes. Like one of the sisters I was talking to on, what did I do with that? On Twitter. Here we go. I think I got it all. Oh, I got some breaking news, y'all. Did this just happen? What did I just get? I just got some breaking news. Breaking news. Oklahoma's governor signed a bill prohibiting abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. This ban comes after the draft opinion was leaked suggesting the Supreme Court is poised to overturn Roe versus Wade. This was just released on the Associated Press. And let's not forget in the Handmaids, there were pick-me women who supported their husbands and the movement. Not just pick-me. Beautiful Soul, the PNA Queen is what her channel is called now. She was on her channel and she was talking about how white women was in a tizzy. They were so upset. They want to go march. They want to go fight. And she was like, it's y'all damn fault. The 54% of y'all who voted to keep Donald Trump in office Oh, I forgot the percentage, but I know it's 54% who voted for him again in 2020 to try to get him back in the office. That is their fault. And when I was reviewing The Handmaid's Tale, I kept saying 6 weeks, child. That's what they say in Oklahoma. They just signed this bill. The bill was signed at 7:04 p.m. just 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. I mean, they really scared. Since this opinion has been released, well, okay, this morning or last night when I read about the opinion, there was 15 states that had already started putting in restrictive measures on abortion. They called them trigger states, I believe is what they called them, or trigger laws. And since then, there are now 26 states who have drafted laws restricting or placing trigger laws on abortion just in the last 24 hours. It's like going down right before our face. But back to what we were saying about The Handmaid's Tale and the white women who voted for Donald Trump. The character Serena Joy is them. Wholeheartedly. She is the full embodiment of these women. In Handmaid's Tale, Serena Joy was the architect of what a woman's place should be in a Gilead society. She is the one who drafted up what the woman's role was. Basically being a fucking incubator, being raped by men just to produce over and over again. If they couldn't produce, they asked God sent to the toxic waste fields. Or if they was too old, they became the martyrs. She was the one who orchestrated that. And even though it was happening to her, she still felt above everybody else. That's why I gave no fucks about Serena Joy. There was nothing that she could have done redemptive in my eyes. Oh, Miss Honey said she was gone. Good night, Miss Honey. Hey, Anonymous, how you doing? There was nothing that Serena Joy could do for me to be redeemed in my eyes. Now by the end of season 3 and season 4, she was starting to feel the brunt of what a woman's place was supposed to be. Got a fucking finger chopped off in one of the seasons for trying to read or trying to, they allow her a place to speak. She couldn't even speak anymore. She's the one who drafted this whole little women's place idea, and she wasn't even allowed to speak on it her damn self. The 12 men of Jacob got together. They the ones who was the voice for everybody. But she still supported it 100%. Y'all see how that damn mosquito ain't came flying back around me? I'm just saying, get y'all some Survive Beauty. Oh, you can't see it. I created my own natural repellent. I'm saying, get y'all some on my site. This stuff work. All natural, no deep, no chemicals, all essentials and stuff like that. Okay, anywho, that mosquito ain't came back. I don't know where it went. I hope it ain't attacking my cat. Okay, anywho, but yeah. Let me, there's nothing that Serena Joy, that character, could do. Nothing. When her and June started working together, that's when everybody got so excited. And I'm sitting here thinking, they're like, oh, she's making situations better. Well, she's the reason the situation is the way it is for these women. She wasn't making it better. What she was doing was running it her damn self. That's what she was doing. She put her big drawers on and she felt all proud and proper. She was running it herself. And June was fucking helping her. But she felt like, oh, me and my oppressor is connecting. We cool now. We best buddies. And then from that point on, she tried to save her monkey ass for all through the rest of the damn season. Other people's lives getting killed because she out here trying to save Serena Joy ass. But, what happened? They can't be forced to get vaccines, but we could be forced to have children. Look, I think Miss Honey said something earlier today while we was talking on Twitter, and she was like, they want to ban abortions, but we pay these taxes though. And I was thinking that they could ban abortions, but they can't ban student loan debt. That's what I was like. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff, y'all so worried about, in this particular instance, about women and what we do with our bodies. But again, I'm still here to say it's not just about us. It's not just about having babies. Just go back to part of Donald Trump's reign. When he got in the office, what did he start doing? He started snatching babies from their parents at the border. They was doing that in Handmaid's Tale right around the same time. We had the Capitol insurrection that happened in the Handmaid's Tale. Healthcare started to be stripped from us. They was doing it in Handmaid's Tale. Remember, her mama can get certain medications, certain treatments had to go untouched because of the regulations that the sons of Jacob had put together. Currently, we have Elon Musk, one of the richest men in the world, buying one of the largest social networks. That's all about controlling information. That's all about controlling information. They was doing it on the Handmaid's Tale. Remember, they couldn't watch TV. They couldn't watch. They couldn't read a fucking label on a goddamn canned good. Everything was in black and white. It's funny how Republicans want to ban abortion, but also don't want to put programs in place to help these women support. The second part of the Planned Parenthood case, that's what that precedent sets, is the ability for us to have medical care, safe clinics, medicines, and things like that in pertaining to abortions and having children. And they want to overturn that as well. So it's not just Roe versus Wade. They want to overturn the medical rights that we have in place, the maternity leave. That's part of that too. Overturn that. So they want us to go pump out all these doggone babies for them, but they don't want us to be able to take our work, to take care of them in their tender years of life. They don't want us to do that. What else is happening? And Bill Gates. He's buying up all this farmland. I know a lot of the news media was saying that Bill Gates owns most of the farmland in all the United States. He doesn't own most of the farmland, but he's buying a whole lot. He claimed it got to do with seed and soil production to help protect Africa. So he's buying up all this farmland here in America to help protect Africa, like you gave a fuck about Africa. But anywho, Bill Gates, another rich motherfucker. That's what he's doing. He's currently owns 275,000 acres of farmland nationwide, and he's still buying. Wall Street firms buying all these doggone single family homes. It's so hard out here for a regular everyday person just to buy a home. It's this company called BlackRock that they're saying owns majority of all single family homes in the United States. Well, BlackRock may not own majority of homes. You got to really look into these case files. BlackRock owns shares in Invitation Homes. Invitation Homes was owned by another company called Blackstone, which BlackRock also had shares into as well. And BlackRock does own at least 15 million homes, which 20% of it he used as rental property. They own a lot of retail. They own a lot of commercial property. So a lot of these big firms, then that's just one of them, but there's a lot of other firms, Wall Street firms, that are just buying up single family homes, making the prices sky high, not repairing them or fixing them up and putting them on the market for rent. Because they don't want people to have ownership of shit. Because once you own the home, you own the land that's underneath it as well. They don't want you to own shit. And even with the market rates going down, just from experience, I could look at a house online. Within 2 minutes, I'm contacting my realtor saying, I want to set up an appointment to go see this house. And it's already sold. Ain't nobody came to see it yet. That's because all these firms is buying up shit left and right. If you go onto Zillow and Redfin and any of these other home buying sites, you'll see Invitation Homes. You'll see Progress Rentals. You'll see all these different names of these different companies. Or you will see individual investors who are playing the game as well. Because you got to have a lot of money to be buying all these goddamn houses at one time. You just ain't no small Rudy Poo ass investors, which is what the media is trying to make us believe that it's small time investors that's buying up all these homes. It's big investors with big pockets, deep pockets. They buying up these homes. If you look at these homes, there could be a house on the market. 500 people that put in the application for it. The house been on the market 100 damn days. You mean to tell me that they taking all this money for all these applications and they have not found one qualified person to rent that fucking house? They just taking money from people left and right. That's all they fucking doing. Just taking money left and right. And all this shit is happening right under our noses. And even though we want to focus on the abortion ban, this is just a small part of it. Because like I say, the bigger picture is being control of our basic human rights, whether we can cross the street. I was reading something. Oh, let me get to your comments. I just missed something. I know I missed something. Oh, Amy Coney Barrett is Serena Joy Child. I used to call Serena Joy Melania Trump. Because I still think that Melania was willing and dealing back there too. But Amy, yes ma'am. Yes she is. Amy is her. Remember when Alabama tried passing a law where if a rape victim aborted her baby, her and the doctor would serve more time in prison than the rapist? I thought they passed it. So they didn't pass it, thank God. It's clear that men are making these decisions. That part I don't agree with. I really think that there is, if not a woman, some women that are making these decisions and these men are taking credit for it. Just look at history. Like I said, you got to look at history and learn about what's going on in history and see exactly how it's starting to repeat itself. When the slave trade was really in full effect, who was on the helm of the pen? Queen Elizabeth. It was a woman. Think about it in the master's house. He may be out in the field whooping your ass, but trust me, in that house, that woman was running shit. That woman was one of the most cruelest bitches out there. These women are out here. I can't even call them all Trump supporters. It's something else going on besides Trump supporter. He just a name. I always thought he was a puppet any fucking way. I always thought he was a puppet. He was a puppet that was really taken because he ran for president almost every year. Like since 2008, or I think prior to then, he had been running for president. And I think it was at the time that when Hillary decided to run, he was like, they was really making him look bad. They was talking about him bad in the meeting. And he was like, y'all, I'm finna use my own words. Y'all finna not make me look bad against this bitch. So all this stuff that y'all set me up for, I'm just gonna take the helms and run with it. And then when he started running off with it, at first the Republicans were like, oh no, he can't do that. Oh no, what is he doing? And then all of a sudden they got behind him. They got behind him and started supporting him. I don't care what fucking wrong he did. They supported the shit out of him. But when he first started, they was like, oh my God, what is he doing? What is he doing? That's because he wasn't doing what they wanted him to do. And he got pissed off because y'all was making this bitch Hillary. And I'm using the term because I think that's what he was thinking in his mind. Y'all was making her look good in the eyes of America. She just knew she won that shit. She just knew she was going to win. And then a lot of people blame the Bernie busters. Bernie or bust, they burning them. Y'all throwing y'all vote away. But like I said, it's so many other political parties. Fuck, all of us could walk over to another goddamn political party. Let's not vote for no Republican. Let's not vote for no Democrat. Throw our vote somewhere else. They gotta fucking win. Why? Because everybody went to them. I'm just saying. Okay, anywho. Anani hit it on the head with the vaccine comment. They fought so hard about those vaccines, but now want to dictate women's bodies, especially in the state. I'm in the state of Florida, especially in my state. Governor DeSantis, wearing a mask is violating our human rights. You're taking our rights away from our children. That was just about the mask. That wasn't even about the vaccine. And now his trash ass sitting up here trying to force women to have babies when they don't want to. There was another Adora, there was another one that said, I don't know if that was part of the Alabama law, that was saying that women, regardless of the situation, regardless if it was rape or something like that, regardless if it's a tubal pregnancy that could harm the mother, no matter what the situation was, abortion was illegal. I thought that's what was going on in Alabama too. Let's see. Hey Keisha, what's up, girl? Slipped on there. If you manage, Anna says, if you manage to own a home, they will buy up everything else and gentrify until you leave. Oh my goodness. There was out where I work at, there's this neighborhood. It's predominantly not they maybe mid to high income families, right? Beautiful woods and lakes and stuff all around. And there was this add in more apartment buildings. I don't It's like 100 damn apartment complexes going up around Orlando, just Orlando. Like and I'm like, damn, where's the homes at? All these apartment buildings coming up. Everybody living on top of each other. They 4 and 5 stories high, like the projects used to be, higher even in some areas. They just building all these up. So they want to build these 2 new apartment buildings smack dab in the middle of all these homes. Okay, of course, people out there voting on it. They don't want to, want to sell. They don't want to approve the land. And that's another thing. Before I forget, that's another thing. We do not show up to our town hall meetings. When we come to voting day, and if you're looking at the ballot and you're like, what the hell is this? You don't know because you didn't go to your town hall meeting. You have no idea what's going on in your community because you're not participating in it. Before it even gets to the vote, the little people that stop you in the damn shopping lot in the grocery stores, they be out in the parking lot. Tell me, oh, can you sign this so we can get this on the bill on the measure? Sometimes y'all don't sign. Sometimes y'all sign and don't even read what the hell y'all signing. That's how a lot of this shit gets on the ballot. But we as people don't participate in the small things that can help make big changes. Supreme Court is worried about abortion when they need to be putting laws in place to protect Americans from not being able to buy homes and restrict rental rates. Amen to that. To think about not being able to abort would mean more kids who ain't taken care of. The thing about abortion, okay, so when Roe versus Wade was enacted, there was a lot of people, because my mother used to tell me stories about it, that was out here having abortions on their own. Like they in the alleyway with a wire hanger, going up their hoo-ha, trying to abort this baby. They taking macromacron, I think that's how you pronounce it, stuff like that, drink it down to try to abort babies. And they was out there dying in back alleys, dying on dirty kitchen room tables and things like that. A lot of that was going on during this time frame. And even with that, people who were having babies, the mortality rate here in America was one of the highest rates. So a lot of people was fearing that as well. And let's not talk about the incest and the molestation that's happening in front of these households that our mamas and daddies want us to keep at the kitchen table. We don't want the family business to get out the house. And you got a little 12-year-old girl up here pregnant by her damn uncle. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, they don't want to talk about it. They want to keep that shit hush hush. But instead of getting her an abortion, they like, we just gonna keep the baby and just gonna lie about it. All I got doggone lies and shit like that. There is so many reasons why people have an abortion. When I had one when I was 19, and my thought was, I guess I'll keep it. That was my thought. I, prior to then, never wanted kids. But I was like, I had never got pregnant all this time. And I had been fucking a long time, trust me, y'all. And a lot of unprotected sex for a long time before this happened. And I was like, oh, well, I got pregnant now. God must want me to have it. That's what my thought process was. My body was like, no, it don't. Not at all. The doctors told me either I'm going to make it out of that pregnancy or the baby. But neither one, we both not going to do it. I chose my life. Because I was like, I can make another baby. That's what I was like. I can make another baby. But if I die, you know what I'm saying, who gonna take care of this child? That's what my thought process was. So I decided to have an abortion. And what was I watching? Justin, he tagged me earlier when Whoopi Goldberg was talking about it on The View. The decision to have an abortion is not an easy decision. Especially if you go through places like Planned Parenthood, or you go to some of these other clinics that's not Planned Parenthood, but they are there to sway your idea or help you decide whether or not this is the right thing for you. Man, you get in there and start talking to these people and talking about life of the baby and what the baby could have and what impact it's gonna have on you mentally, and that would scare the fuck out of anybody. Out of anyone. It would have you question yourself, question your morals, all that. And don't be religious on top of it. Have you ever wondering if you're gonna go to hell? All kind of shit. So having an abortion is not a fucking easy decision. And they sitting up there behind it with a black robe on trying to make this decision for us with ease. Oop, they don't need to have no rights to say what they can do with their own fucking body. Let's go and sign off on that shit. Oh, child, it just upsets me to no end. Susan Collins and Marjorie Taylor Greene, yes. Those are some more Serena Joys. Serena Joys, they some Aunt Lydia's up in this bitch. Yes, they are. They try to make sure whatever stuff that they helped create it, that these men are signing off on and putting out there, they fine. The men will take the blame for it. They want to make themselves feel like they did some shit any damn way. They want to take the whether it's bad or good. I did some shit. I did this. That's how they looking at it. I forgot what the hell I was gonna say. I may be wrong, but I saw that one of the women senators is trying to sign a bill to get rid of contraceptive completely. Let me Google. I was looking at another. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I believe in some conspiracies. But this one right here, I saw a post today that was telling women if you use an app to track your menstrual cycle, to stop doing that, because they're going to start using that data to show whether or not you actually had a baby or had an abortion. And they were going to be giving those over to these local governments or federal agencies or what have you to enact the law against you. When I read that post, though, my first thought was, I thought back to the Handmaid's Tale. You up here tracking your period on these apps. That's a way for them to know whether or not you one of the women that can have a baby. That's how I was looking at it. Like, if you log it into those apps and you're like, ooh, my period can start on this day. Bam, I'm ovulating. And they're like, ooh, Jane Doe, she can ovulate. She can have a baby. Let's keep an eye on her. While she tracking her period, we tracking her. I know it was far-fetched, but that was the first thing I thought about. Because, like I say, in the Handmaid's Tale, when she went to go pick up her birth control and she stopped taking her birth control, all the doctors like, you finna have a baby? What's going on? And she like, yeah, we're gonna try. You know what I'm saying? They was tagging women. They had those little cow cuffs on their ears. All the ones who were fertile, ones who were still having their menstrual cycles, they was tagging women. Well, they don't need to tag us. They don't need to be so inhumane if we got apps tracking it for them. I mean, it's a possibility. Anything can happen. I'm just saying. Okay, I was gonna say something else. Okay, so I was looking for that. Whether or not get rid of contraception proposal. I hadn't seen it, but I'm gonna find it. Is it Arizona? Nah. Arizona may let women get birth control without medication or prescription. So that's not Arizona. So I'm not sure what that was. If they were trying to stop people from using contraceptive altogether. Because my first thing was, they're going to get rid of Plan B. You know what I'm saying? Plan B is used to help prevent pregnancy. Are they going to get rid of Plan B? How deep is this going back to religious factions? That was the one thing with Handmaid's Tale. It was a religious faction that was controlling it. So using contraceptive was illegal. So you couldn't, and I don't know if I ever made this correlation before. It wasn't necessarily that they were gay. It was the fact that they were not in a reproductive relationship that made homosexual people such a threat to the Gilead society. And I'm gonna have to go back and revisit that. Like, was it? don't remember. Maybe any of you guys who watch the show, if y'all remember specifically, if they mentioned whether or not the homosexuals were a threat just because they went against Gilead law, or was it the fact that the homosexuals were not seen as a reproductive couple that made them such a threat? And like, we have to watch out for all that too. They're gonna start stripping everything. Somebody else said they're gonna reverse Brown versus Plessy. I was like, they're gonna reverse black people's right to be human, to be citizens. Because I remember somewhere, but correct me if I'm wrong, I remember somewhere I read that our right to be considered human was actually just a bill and not a law. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't find it no more to even say whether I was right or wrong anyway. But if you heard that before and you think about it, let me know that I can go look that up. Okay, because basically, okay, when I was talking earlier about Congress and what they can do right now as far as if Roe versus Wade gets overturned or even before it happens, that's all they have to do is codify the law. They had already, the three people that Donald Trump put into the Supreme Court had already led people to believe that the Roe versus Wade situation was considered to be a settled law. Let me look that up so I can give y'all the exact definition. No, not the settled law firm. Settled law. What that terminology means. A settled law is basically just a euphemism that jurists and legal scholars use to refer to a Supreme Court precedent that is indeed binding. Okay? But only, this was the kicker. So they didn't really lie about this part. When they said that the Roe versus Wade was a settled law at the time that they took office, they were telling the truth. I'm seeing a lot of news stations out here saying they lied to us, or a lot of people saying they lied to us. No, that was the truth, because here's the catcher. It is indeed binding until a majority of the justices decide that it should be overruled, and that's what this opinion is. That is what this opinion is. So if they vote in June to overrule it, the settled law no longer exists. So what they need to do is to codify the law. I don't want to give y'all wrong terminology. Let me get that up here for myself too. Codify the law. Did I already? Okay, so the codified law is a means to arrange laws or rules into a systematic code, taking judicial decisions, legislative acts, and turning them into a codified law, which means they don't have to create a new law. It just means that it merely makes the existing law subject to legality without change. It can't be changed, basically. So that's all Congress would have to do to vote on this, or to get this passed, to have it either, if they overturn it, to overrule to overturn it, or to do it before it even happens. But I think the thing is right now, because it was leaked, the Supreme Court is like, oh my God, somebody's leaking information. This has never been done while an ongoing case is in effect. It's basically whistleblowing. Whoever did it was a whistleblower. I'm glad that they did it. I'm telling you right now, I'm glad that they did it, in my opinion. Let's see. Listen to the Lost Woman song by Annie DeFranco. It's about the heartbreak of abortion. I've heard the name of that song before. I'm gonna have to look it up. The people making these decisions have enough money to still get abortions. They have the means to fly to states that will do abortion. They gonna have the means to fly the doctor in to their little mansion or wherever they live in. Trust me, you right about that. Marsha Blackburn. Somebody else said it was Marsha too. Somebody else said Marsha Blackburn is one of the ones who's orchestrating this. And then they using people like Candace Owens and other black faces to try to pull in the black vote, right? one of the things that I see with the Republicans, that a lot of rich, wealthy black people, why they are Republicans, because they're looking at their money, they're looking at their pockets. They don't want their money to be taken by, the government of sorts. So they think that voting along with them is going to give them some type of protection. And I know these are two totally not related things, but when I think about that, I think about the movie Handmaid, not the Handmaid's Tale, Rosewood. In the movie Rosewood, this man was accused of raping this woman. He wasn't raping her. They was in a relationship, but her husband found out, and she screamed rape, right? So the whole town basically got set on fire trying to get this man to kill him over raping this white woman who he didn't rape. Okay, well, one of the things in the doggone movie was that he was a Mason. He ran to the white Masons for help. Well, he may have been the Mason. And they have this code of ethics, the police with the boys in blue. Don't be no black cop that needs some help. They have this ethics that they go by. And they expected them to still be covered. But there was something about them. Something about that skin tone that didn't afford them all the rights as everybody else. I say the same thing about feminists. I really do. It was a movie that was on Hulu. Boy, yeah, get abortions for their mistress. They show you. It was a movie on Hulu that had to do with what's her name, Barbara Shafly, and who else was in it? Dang, what is it? It was called America, I think. Hold on. See if I can find it. This show, Mrs. America. This show was so telling. It was basically about the conservative wives who wanted to keep their ideology about what a woman's place should be. The man should be out working. They should be at home cooking, breastfeed, pregnant, not having any dreams to fulfill, not working. And then you had the very liberal side that was actually made up of black people, white people. But in the same breath though, the white feminists were really using the black feminists to help propel their agenda until they didn't need them anymore. I can't think right now. The black woman that ran for president. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Who was the black woman that ran for? Okay, I can't remember right now. Why can't I remember her name? Oh my God, I'm so bad. I know y'all probably put it in the Shirley Chisholm. Shirley freaking Chisholm. She was part of, thank you, Shirley Chisholm. She was part of this movie as well. And it showed how the white feminists turned on her. They was using her to be the face of who they wanted to be for president. And then when it came time to the vote, they all turned their backs on her. And they kind of turned their backs on her because she aligned closely with the gay community. Even within the gay community, you saw that big divide between the white gay feminists and the black gay feminists. And it's like they always have an agenda, and we fit the agenda as long as we're benefiting them. But I think Beautiful Soul said it earlier in her live stream as well too. Like she was talking about she ain't gonna go out and march against this ban. She ain't gonna protest. She ain't gonna do no blood, sweat, or tears, nothing about it. She's like, this is white women's, it's their problem to fix, right? I understand where she's coming from with that, because every time that we as a people, black women, have went out to support rah-rah and sis boom bah for an action that included all women, for an action that included our black men, for an action that included people of color, we as women were shitted on left and right. Like What was I finna say? I don't know. Let me look at something else. Shirley Chisholm. Choked by Yarborough. Yes, you said it. I think that's who I saw too. So yeah, I understand her saying she ain't finna do shit. The only thing I think I probably didn't agree with the most when she was like, this doesn't affect her. I think it does wholly. And she was saying that because she's not having any more kids. Her son's saying he's not having any children. So directly it's not affecting him, but indirectly I think she is aware that it will indirectly affect her as well. But I'm almost 50. I can still reproduce right now. But still, even if I wasn't, I'm pissed because I know this has more to do with just our wombs. There is so much stuff that's going to be coming down the line. I mean, there's so many other small things that are happening, like I said, with the voting and the home ownership, the farmland, the social network. You know, Mark Zuckerberg had already been doing his damn thing on Facebook. And I posted up this morning that my timeline on Facebook was dry, right? Not a single person was talking about it. And that's because ain't nobody seeing any post about it. Like, I could post up that and I could post up something else, like 100 motherfuckers liking that post, but nobody saw that one post I made about the abortion. Not one person. So I'm scrolling over to other people's pages I know I see in their timeline all the time, every day. Because when you talk to people all the time on Facebook, you automatically start seeing all their shit. So it's people I know I talk to all the time, not seeing nothing from them. I'm pissed off at their silence. And then I go to their page, start scrolling down their page, and there it go. But ain't nobody seeing this. Redistricting. Oh my goodness. Redistricting is another big one. Like Anna was talking about gentrification. Redistricting is another thing that they are doing to just help strip us of all the rights that we have fought for so long. It's not just about abortion. This is just one of the key moments. But I honestly think it started long before Donald Trump. I actually think that these wheels started to be put in motion when Roe versus Wade was first signed into law back in 1973. And they have been trying to overturn it and control women's bodies. They have been trying to control our right to vote. They have been controlling where we live, where we get food, where we get assistance, what health care we get, trying to control whether or not we get Medicaid and Social Security money we don't work for all our goddamn life. They gonna tell us that once we retire, that they don't no longer exist. They try to control all that shit. And I still say all that ties back into population control. Not just based on numbers of people that are here in America, but what these numbers of people have the ability to do. That's what I consider population control. Controlling what the population does, not just the number of people that are involved in it. I need to get off here, y'all. I know it's something else that I probably wanted to talk about. This is going to turn into a real fight for... Oh, I missed it. It ain't coming up on this screen yet. Give me a second, because I don't want to get off here for that. I want to make sure I read all your comments. This is going to turn into a real fight for women's voting rights, gay marriage, everything our ancestors fought for in the past. So true. So true. Women's rights, gay marriage, like I say, Plessy versus Ferguson. Because you always see they're trying to restrict education, what we can be taught in schools, what we can learn. You ain't got the right to teach about the history that actually happened. You know, teachers getting fired and just for teaching about history, shit that actually happened. They want to erase it, you know, out there. The gerrymandering is egregious. They don't hide it at all. The Supreme Court heard a case about it and said they wouldn't overturn the redistrict. That was unconstitutional because there wasn't time. I bet any money though they put it back on the table. Like I said with this Roe versus Wade, this ain't the first time. This ain't the last time that they try to overturn it. This time though, they got majority of the votes on that opinion. There has not been a time that they've had majority of the votes. What they normally would have would be what they call plurality. And that's when there's an equal number of votes You know, somebody always not voting. You know, so it's an odd number, but somebody always don't vote. There's an equal number of votes, and nobody can decide who was right or wrong. When Roe versus Wade first happened in 1973, there was only 3 people who voted on it. Just 3. And now we got more and more of these 1900 born old ass men in the Supreme Court. You got some brown nosing ass black folk, Clarence Thomas monk ass in the Supreme Court. I know everybody was out here celebrating Ketanji Brown. I'm waiting to see what she gonna do. I have not celebrated her yet, y'all. If y'all haven't seen me post anything about her, I don't know too much about the woman. I'm still learning. She doesn't get into office until July. So to see exactly what effect that she can have. She gets into office after this vote goes in, Roe versus Wade. But yeah, like I say, everybody got think pieces on it. Everybody got conversation about it. Nobody is making a fuss with the people who matter, who exist right now, who could change it. Like I say, right now, they're down at the Supreme Court having a protest. You know, here in Florida, Supreme Court having a protest. Why? They not the ones that's going to do anything about it. The people who are going to do something about it are the ones in Congress. They are the ones who can codify the law. The people in the Florida Supreme Court. That's what I always said about protests that we have. We go protest at the wrong damn place. At the wrong damn place. When we was out there for Mike Brown, out there marching and shit like that, I kept asking, why the fuck are we not at the police station? That's who we going up against. Why are we showing up at the courthouse at 7 o'clock at night? Everybody went home at 4:30. And then you saw the politics that was happening within inside the protest, which made me step back from a lot of the people. And then I got onto a group of people who was actually trying to make changes within the law itself. We band together, which that shit didn't work out either, because we found out the lady who was our lead was organizing our defense for law changes for her behalf. There was something that she had happen to her that was affecting her license, or what attorneys have, her bar license, something like that, was affecting that. So she was trying to use the cases that we were developing against the Ferguson Police Department to further her own personal career. And you know, yeah, I left that shit alone too. She's the first public defender on the court. That's something. Okay, you got high hopes for her, but again, she's only one of 9. Okay, so she's the first public defender on the court. Well, all right now. I mean, I do love that it's a black woman. I do like that. I think the only person who was our vice president? What's her name? I don't like her. I'm vice president. I couldn't stand her at all prior to her becoming vice president. I just remember the impact that she had on the laws in California, and being a former California resident, you know, just looking at the things that had changed over time and that was orchestrated by her hands. Kamala. Yes, she was too high and tight with the police. Kamala Harris. Or is it Kamala Harris. Hell, I didn't like Joe either. Joe Biden. When Joe was running up against Hillary, I didn't like him. When he was running up against Obama, I didn't like him. You know, didn't like him at all. So, you know, when they started running for office, in that particular case, it really was the lesser of two evils. It really was. Hey, Jamaica, hey. Yeah, I am feeling so much better. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm in better spirits. I don't know why. I'm just in better spirits right now. I did talk to my therapist. I did. Say Biden is creepy. Have a good night. Who just said bye? Somebody just told me bye. Oh, anonymous. Okay, I'm finna get off her too, for real. But yeah, Joe Biden, it's certain things that he says and he does that don't line up with the promises that he made. They line up to the Joe Biden. Wasn't he Republican at first? When he was running against Obama, wasn't he Republican? I thought he was one of those people that changed his, or he was before when he was running against Hillary. I thought he was one of the people that changed his party, if I'm not mistaken. I remember Bernie changed his party too, but Bernie only changed his party from independent to Democrat so he could be on the ticket. That's the only reason why I know he changed it. But everything that Biden was, I think it was when John McCain and them was running, and all the people Biden was running, everything that he was then is how he's presenting himself now. He's trying to be a little less creepy, but the scrappy Joe Scranton that he was when, you know, he was with Obama, I ain't seen Scrappy Joe in a long damn time. He's been Democrat, but he was right of center. Okay, he's been. It was yeah. Okay, he was just a little bit more right than center. Okay, I gotcha. But I feel like it's something I missed. But I know I need to get off here because apparently I got an inspection on my apartment tomorrow. And remember I told y'all that we still got boxes everywhere. So last month, let me tell y'all, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Last month, they did a surprise inspection on everybody. And I told Keena, I said, watch, these people coming here, they supposed to be checking for light bulbs and checking the dishwasher and the microwave, make sure everything worked fine. I said, these people are here to see how you are living in this apartment. Trust and believe me, they going back to that office and reporting how every apartment was left, how they found it. Right? So I know we got boxes all over the living room. We have no more closet space. Remember, I had to take all of my stuff out of my storage. I went from a 4-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment. So I have a lot of boxes all in that living area. And all my Survive Beauty stuff was lined up against this wall and all stuff like that, right? And I told Ken, I said, watch, they gonna go back and report everything that they seen. Boxes everywhere, right? And now all of a sudden, we got another surprise inspection. We got repairs that need to be made in this building. The notice dated today says, tomorrow, we're gonna be out in your apartment. Your building was showing that we had a lot of repairs that need to be done. What repairs? It's been a whole month. Ain't nobody came and told us what repairs need to be done. Yeah, they just trying to see if we clean this shit up. That's all that was. That's all it is. Anywho, so I need to clean up. I need to try to get some kind of way, get a lot of those boxes into the closets and out of that living space. And then as far as my room is concerned, I got a lot of supplies still over here by this corner that I really just probably just need to organize for real. I just hadn't planned on doing it on a time frame. I just want to take my time, shit. So, yeah, but I got to do that shit tonight because I got to be at work. I try to be on work tomorrow on time. I may do another travel and talk tomorrow with y'all because I forgot to tell y'all about an incident because I was pissed off about this shit. I had an incident go down at work, y'all. An incident that almost resulted in violence, and I was participating party. So I had to go talk to the head honcho today, and I forgot to tell y'all about that. But anywho, I'm gone. I want to thank y'all for being here. If there was anything else that y'all think I missed, I really wanted to get more in detail with the Handmaid's Tale and in comparison, but yeah, I had to cut this short, unfortunately. That's why I had to come on an hour later and try to make it just an hour long, even though we've been going an hour and a half. I may try to do this again soon because I like talking with y'all for real. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all already liked, I believe, and commented always and shared all the good stuff that YouTubers say. See you in the next video. Peace.